Welcome to Lynn Rose Crafts. Good evening. I did a short video on the Mermaid wreath from the dollar store. This is my first go round with it. I did use the sequence sheets from the dollar store. I ended up using 3 different colors for that. I cut the pieces to fit into each of these little grooves here and then glued them in with hot glue. I took one whole sheet here up the side and then I pieced in these other pieces just so that I could put some of the matching colors on the fin onto the body. And then took a strand of pearls, of course, here, and some little, these are that dollar store sheets, and cut those pieces along the sides here. I did do a little hanger on the back with just some purple yarn. And now I'm doing a little bit different variation of the same thing. So this time instead I forgot I had this. This is a piece of the fleece that I had from a different project. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and use mesh down here and make a mermaid's tail with some mesh. So we will be back with the finished project, all decorated the rest of the way. Alright, so I finished my other mermaid tail almost. I used this deco mesh. It is the smaller roll. It's like 5.5 inches wide, I believe, almost 6. I took 5 on one side, 5 on the other side of the tail, and on the ends I cut them at a diagonal so that I would have 2 long corner pieces that I could grab and let this mesh roll onto itself, and grabbed it into the center and then folded it in half. And then I placed 5 down here on each side of the tail to that $5 mermaid wreath. I'm going to take this last piece here because there's a split. I don't mind the split, I just want to see here what it will look like if I put one more piece in there. So then I just took my zip tie right in the center of that there and zip tied it right down. I did use 2 bars a piece. Hey, you can't get it on there because this is just the center part. 2 bars at a time so that I could place each of those down there and zip tied it. Now I wanted my tails to lay a bit flatter, and so on the back here you can see I took and used extra zip ties on the underneath layers here and zip tied the top of that down so that it would lay flatter because they were flying up. So that was just a little trick that I did to get my mesh to lay flatter for me. I think that was the final piece, final touch there. If you see any fraying on your mesh, just you can go in and trim it right up. But here is the finished look. I do prefer this look over the sequences, but I do like the sequences as well. This was a lot easier because this is all one piece on the top. I basically cut a huge triangle. So the point being down here and came up to the wide ends on each of there, making sure I measured to make sure it was going to fit correctly. And then once I started down here at the bottom, gluing it, and I would flip the fabric back and forth and glue it up all the way up, and then I just took whatever was extra. You can cut this off if you want. I just folded it down and left it up there. I cut little corners here. And that was it. I'm going to put a hanger on it, and this is complete.